really good summer, a little bit of surfing, a lot of training, a lot of skiing, and in the grand scheme of things, Solden comes fast every year, but I'm happy with my summer. Yeah, it's really exciting coming off such a strong season last year. I continued testing equipment and dialing it in with vocal. I think in general it's always tough in the summer because you always get more new stuff, so it's like starting from scratch every year and trying to find stuff that's faster than last year and also getting used to it. It's kind of a strange balance between taking the time to find something faster and getting used to it to just going with what you're comfortable with. So I spent a lot of time looking for even faster equipment, and yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this year. I want to keep the momentum from my win at the end of the season, and I'm really hoping to do that again sometime this year, and as much as I can, really. But you know, I like to start the season slow and get my feeling and try and push my hardest every race. Yeah, actually I tested new ski lengths in every discipline. It seems like the trend on the women's side is to try longer skis and stiffer skis and just stuff that's more like the men's stuff, so we can try and go just as fast as them. So in some ways it's difficult because I've tried longer stuff and it's harder for me to get to work, but at the same time there are sections where I can see that it's really fast, so it's just finding a balance and then looking ahead to all the races, picking and choosing where I want to use the equipment. Just being adaptive I think is really important in our sport. It's kind of difficult because in a lot of ways you feel like it's never enough, but when you're there it feels like sometimes the more you do, the worse you get. So it's hard finding a perfect balance and staying really consistent and on top of it. So I think I had a really good balance, and I still have a lot more days in Colorado before Aspen, so I look forward to getting back on skis and back up to speed. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of slalom. Of course I need to keep it ready for the combines and then carried over into the city events because I think those are a lot of fun, so I want to get my parallel skills a little better. But in general, you know, it depends on the snow conditions. Most of the slaloms were really difficult and icy, and for me that's tough when I don't train on it ever. So for sure I want to try and conserve my energy and focus a lot on GS. Well, I think for sure looking back at my season last year, I had a handful of podiums, and I'm always like, if I can do it then, now I feel like it's even more possible, and I want to be on the podium as much as I can. That's a goal. I think just to be a successful season, it's standing on the podium, you know, just a couple times, and that makes you feel good. And you know, all the girls are skiing so well, so just coming in the top 10, I think a goal for mine, if you were going to look at places, is to be a top 10 in every race I enter, and that's kind of what can define a good or bad race for me. Of course I want to win and stand on the podium, but you know, if I'm top 10 I won't be bummed at the end of the day. For me, just being injured made me realize that it's a lot of fun to ski when you're not injured and when you can stand in the start or just ski and have nothing to worry about because you trust your ability and you trust your instincts to recover, and that makes it fun. And I've always loved skiing, grew up loving skiing, so just being able to race, and that's my job. I think living out a suitcase, you have to be happy because there's no real alternative. I mean, traveling around in Europe, we don't go home for 3 months being from the US, so it's like you really have to be happy or it's not even worth being here.